Alrighty, we are back. Let's get right into it, man. Got my do-rag on today for my hair. But yeah, I'm ready to go. You guys already could see what gold is doing, so let's lock in. Alright. So this is gold right now, man. Ugh, this looks so juicy. First of all, chat, I don't know if you guys really been watching what's going on. We literally been calling out the trades, right? But that's not the hard part, all right? That's not the hard part. I want you to understand that that's not the hard part about trading, all right? But the hard part is just how you react, how you know, make moves in the market at the time you need to do it. That's the most important thing. And the more you don't know, the worse you act in the market. So I've been learning so much, guys, about just myself and how I trade. Everything is just it's just a blessing. It's just a blessing, to be honest. So now it's really just time to execute like crazy. So right now gold is looking very bearish. Good thing I made all my losses back on this account, which was already up like 3 grand. So I got a couple grand to go on this one. But overall, look at this, man. Oh my God. Sick. Jackpot entry. Perfect entry here. This was the re-entry. Now we're heading towards take profit. Alright, jackpot right here. Now, we knew this was going to happen. Like this most of the move happened earlier this morning from this area here, and I was able to capitalize on it, but not exactly the way I would have loved to capitalize on it. And it's all because of the reactions that I personally have when I'm trading the market. So today, as me and Rijas was actually trading together, and we just put together everything we've just been learning over the past few weeks. It's been like two weeks, going on 2 weeks now. So just being locked in and just seeing how everything is playing out is so beautiful. Now it's just a matter of how do we be able to get entries without hesitation and make the most out of it. That's where we at right now. So this move was a great setup. Now there's a lot of people that made a lot of money on this, and there's a lot of people that lost a lot of money on this, because this move was just one of a kind. And earlier today, as I was trading, I really noticed that the reason why we act the way we act is because the lack of information that we have. The more important information that we could get, the better it is when it comes to actually deciding on the decision, on the direction that we want to go, right? What's up, chat? Glad to have you guys here, man. We locking in. I do want to mention we're gonna make some changes. Starting next week, we're gonna move completely over to Twitch, and it's not gonna be live on YouTube anymore. It's mostly going to be on Twitch. YouTube is going to be more for short form videos and long form videos, content, showing you guys what to do. And it's just been a blessing, man, because whenever, in the journey, as you grow, you just learn more and more. And I'm just so excited now to share what I've been learning with you guys. So earlier today, from the past 2 weeks, just working on how we behave in the market, how we get our entries, so forth and so on, things like that. The next thing was to really be able to know when and how to execute in the market, because the only issue, right? The only issue that we all going to have, it doesn't matter if you know if price is going up or down. Right? Everyone can have their own opinion. It helps. It helps if you know where the direction is going. Like, for example, I've been calling this gold sell since. I knew gold was going to go down. It was a matter of when and also how I was going to react on this potential move. Because during London session, it was really playing around, giving false move. And it finally ended up playing the way it needed to play out after it retest, took a lot of traders out. All the early sellers, most of them got out at this pullback here. And this is where it actually gave us a perfect entry for the sell exactly right here during the New York session. So that's how that happened. Now, it gave us a re-entry during New York session, but here's this was my experience, and I'm going to show you after I went through that experience and doing some self-analyzation. That's when I really fully understand, but not just understand, but also was able to put together a game plan to help when it's time to make a decision. Because a lot of us, like, I know if you was looking at the chart and if you don't know about the sessions, it's even worse for you, right? Because you need to know about the session. Imagine if we were trading and we didn't know about the session. So it's just this information I'm going to show you guys is just as important as the session, or if not even more important, because it is the sessions. It's the times that makes the sessions. So I'm going to really share my screen here and then draw on my chart to kind of give you guys a better idea of what I'm talking about here. Very important. All right, let's share a screen here. All right. Share screen right there. We go. What was that? All right, here we go. All right, before I do this, let me make sure I pull up the trading game plan for you guys, just so those that are watching can have an idea of exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so yeah, very important. Let's get into it. Send it to myself here. Alright, make sure you guys can hear me and everything too. Alright, let's get into it. I'm going to show you exactly what happened to me. Right here. Okay. So, on this setup, guys, yesterday we was around this area here. All right, that was yesterday. Now, it was 50-50. Now, I definitely could have did a better job of seeing what was going on in the higher time frame before going hard on the sell. But I was a little bit impatient, and I was a little bit like too needy. Because when you're too needy in the market, you're gonna take a L. So I'm going to show you exactly what happened and how to avoid it. So basically, I was in this trade. And I'm up for London session. I entered a sell here a little bit too early, a little bit way too earlier than I actually should have had. And then price went into profit for me. At that time, I was making probably like 200 or something, 250 or whatever it was. So I'm like, yes, price is going. Now, mind you, just because of bad habits, all right, I was doing like small little trades throughout the day, which ended up losing me by London session to like almost 200 or so, something like that. And then I was in this trade here for the sale. And this is just one account scenario I'm breaking down because it was just an interesting day to see like how I was behaving because I didn't fully have like strong proper structure. And I'm good enough to have not made it like a super bad day, but it was still like a 50-50 chance because realistically I could have lost a lot more. So basically what happened was, right, I'm in the trade and price give me a little bit of profit, boom. Next thing I know, it goes right against me, taking my trade out. Boom, 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 taking me out. Okay. Now I'm not feeling too good about the situation. I could have just stopped and just went back to bed. But I'm like, I just woke up to trade London session. I'm not just gonna let this one loss right here, ruin my night. So I'm like, okay, price is probably going to buy. This is the support. It started creating a little candle above. I entered here, started to lose, re-entered here. All right, this is another bad habit, re-entry. I re-entered here, took some more losses here. Then by the end of the night, by the end of the session, at least by the end of that next hour, I was down like overall from previous New York session to London session. I was down like 1,200 for the day. Well, it was more like 900, I remember. 900 for the day or 800 or so for the day. Not really feeling too good about the whole situation. Took another trade right before I went to sleep, right here. Took another trade, being super stubborn. And mind you, I sent a signal for a sell with a stop loss at 50 pips. Let's go look at it. This was it right here. Is it? Nope, it's not. Let's go back to trading idea right here. Alright, we'll break this down in a little bit. Let's go to the signal right here. So this was the signal. Right? Sell gold, real confident. 3336.097 SL cent right there. You know what I'm saying? Real confident on the move. Already know it's gonna sell. And boom. But here's the thing. Here's what happens, right? I sent the signal. If I had 100 pip stop loss, it wouldn't have triggered for the amount of pips I'm expecting because realistically this is a swing trade. But I thought to myself, it's earlier in the week. I'm not gonna do too big of a stop loss because my baseline stop loss is 50 pips. So, boom. Did the stop loss, did my take profit or whatever. Went to the chart, went to sleep. Now because I already lost trying to stack. Well, not really stack. I was just doing like 0.50 or 0.30s 3-4 times. But the way I was doing them, it was not like at the best entry. It was like one here and one here. Like it was just all kind of like all over the place. You know what I'm saying? This is like I used to say I've cut down to 1 to 3 trade or 1 to 3 trade max 3 to 4. But the more I look at it, I have to cut back down even more. Like 1 to 2 trade, goddamn, like. Stop loss have to be at crazy profit for me to at least add a 3 entry because I need to build that discipline to be able to do the bigger lot size that I want to do with confidence at the right time and not really hesitate. Because here's the thing, and we all go through this as traders, no matter what level of a trader you are, we all go through this. We just got to overcome ourselves, right? Now, as you go on this journey, you're going to see, and I'm going to give you a blueprint that's going to make it so much easier because literally the past 2 weeks, I've just been learning so much because the past work I've been putting in the past 6 months, just actually locking in, bro, have helped me to the point where now, like, I know the market as far as like where the direction is going. All right, 9 times out of 10, I'm most likely gonna be right on the direction of the market. I may have a stop loss or two or three, but I'm gonna be right by the end of the week of where the direction of the market is going. Usually, because of the indicators that I have, of course. But that's not really the main thing. That's just part of the job. Part of the job is understanding and knowing, right, exactly where the market is going. Now, it's not everything, but it gives us an edge. Because when we have an edge, we could make more profit than we could. Because some people, they don't even look for big moves like this. They just literally show up, take that trade, and put a stop loss based on their analysis, hope it goes their way, and that's about it for that day. They trade more like on a day-to-day type of basis. For me, on the other end, I want to know the whole play for the week. This is why I love my indicators, because if I could capitalize on the big move throughout the whole week, that's the most important part. All right, to continue, right? Price ended up taking me out here during the night because I re-entered here. It took the stop loss for 53 pips, went a little higher, and then from there, late when I'm deep asleep now, I'm knocked out, deep asleep, around let's say 5, 6 a.m., major drop. Woke up, had a nice pullback here around the 800 MA area this morning before it went down a little bit. Woke up, re-entry opportunity was right there. I seen it. I told myself I'm not gonna enter. I'm just gonna chill because I'm gonna go hard in the London session, especially after my stop loss triggered. Now at this point, I'm already down like 950 to 1,100 or something like that for the day. So overall, I'm down for the day, just because of bad trades, just like bad habits, just bad habits. That's just what it is. In short form, bad habits. All right, boom. Price did a major drop. I know a lot of sellers ate here, and a lot of buyers got caught up with a stop loss like crazy right here. Not only that, anyone, all right, any trader today that rushed into this sell here during this New York session, right, your stop loss 9 times out of 10 triggered on the pullback here that no one really expected. Like, I have my indicators that showed me there was a support there, but you don't fully believe it's going to do that because you just try and catch the move. All right, that's what 90% of traders go through. Now look, all these traders that got in a sell here, if they didn't close their profit or trail stop loss, took L's here, took L's here, took L's here, took L's here, took L's here. I was one of them. I'll be back. I'll be right back. So I could better explain this. 1 second. I'm back. All right, let's continue. Let's continue the story. All right, man. What's up, chat? What's going on? All right, so here's what happened to me today, right? Now, I know it's New York session. I'm getting ready to enter my trade. Here's how. Boom. I entered here 0.50 a little earlier. All right. Boom. That's one entry. Drawdown, I'm like, all right. It's close to the resistance zone, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and add another entry. Again, this is where, what's up, Rico? This is where the bad habit come in at, right? This is where the bad habit really come in at. I go ahead and I enter another one. Now I'm at one standard. All right, draw down like a 200. Boom. Then I add another entry here. Oh my goodness, that was the worst. I'm like, oh. Now at this point, I'm in a drawdown for like 500. I'm like, all right. Based on all my indicators, based on all my confirmation, gold has to drop. And not just it has to drop, it has to drop right now. I'm literally kind of in front of the screen, looking at the moving average, looking at everything like, nah, this has to go. And I'm not taking a no for an enter. But at the same time, I already kind of messed up being too excited, rushing in the trade, doing bad habits. Now, I'm already down like 900 for the day at this point. I'm already down 900 for the day. Re-entered here again. Now I'm on 3 trades. I'm like, ugh. Now I'm losing like 600, 700. Then I entered another trade right here. So now, guys, I have 0.50, 0.50, 0.50, 0.50. This move happened against me. Now I'm seeing 700. And then this move happened against me. Like, wow. Now I'm seeing 900 negative. I'm thinking, damn, I'm already down 900 for the day. If I close this loss, stop loss literally right above. I know if stop loss triggered, I'm walking away for the day with 2,500 negative for the day. I know that for a fact because at this point, I'm in a 2 standard. Like feeling all the emotions. Drawdown going crazy. And I'm like, oh, fuck, man. And I'm saying to myself, no. This literally has to go. It has to go. Not just it has to go right now. But my execution was done poorly. One, simply because I was already down from London. I'm rushing the entry, and I'm in a drawdown. Now I'm adding to losers. See, this is what happened when you stack, and this is why now I'm completely against it because it doesn't really help us too much. Yeah, we may have some good days, some good weeks. We may even hit a jackpot, 100K day like I did. But I have to be like, bro, 100% honest is not a long-term strategy because once you start adding so much lot sizes, it's hard for you to calculate what is even at risk. And if you don't know what's at risk, your only risk is now to blow your account, especially trading gold. So this is why now I'm like so strategic and so strict about this because it's like, dude, if we're not doing it right, we're not taking the market serious. And the market is not going to take us serious and we're not going to make serious money. That's just what it is. So that happened to me this morning, right? I'm taking this L, taking this L, taking this L, taking this L. Boom. The move finally happened. Now, because I was scared, not really scared, I don't want to say scared. Because I did not want to lose 2,500 for the day, which was the new stop loss. I had already lost 900 plus. I'm in a drawdown for 900 plus. I did not want to walk away for the day early in the week with a $2,500 to start. I did not want that. As price pulled back, I ended up getting out some more trade, which increased my loss for the day. So now I was losing like $12.50 for the day, and I had one more trade in. It went back to entry right here, and I ended up closing the trade. Now I'm down right now at this point after this whole headache, entering at the wrong time. All right, here's a couple of things. Entering at the wrong time, adding lot sizes. Come on, like seriously, adding to losing trades. Now, the reason why I held on to the trade and the reason why I was a little bit bold going in the trade is because, like I said, I did my analysis. I knew prices was going down. Like I knew prices was going down. It was not like a if and but thing for this week. It's like I know price is going down. And it's not even done yet. It's really not even done yet. So the real move, we're going to be able to catch the real move real soon. Right? As long as we stay focused, stay locked in, we definitely going to be able to catch that real move. Now, let's continue to show you guys exactly what happened, right? So, we here in this area. Now, remember, keep in mind, right? Keep in mind. Here's the mistake I made on this play. Not only I was rushing the sell in London session here, took losses going into the new day with an $800, $900 loss, to missing on the perfect entry move after stop loss triggered. Now that was a bit out of my control because I was asleep. And then from there, the next step was price going down early in the morning. I'm seeing the move. I did not really want to enter because I really wanted to enter at New York session, which was around this area. Price went, reached this area, test the zone, gave an entry. I watched this move go down, and I remember seeing the drop happen because I was expecting it. I remember feeling like, damn, I missed the move. And I started having this like weird feeling, like anxiety type of feeling, like damn, I did all this and I missed the perfect entry. Now I had a feeling because I've been watching the market for some time. I knew it had to at least give a nice pullback to give a nice break and retest structure to go. But I was a bit too excited for the move and was not really feeling comfortable because of the way it dropped and I was not in it. That caused me to take some reaction trade here. Instead of fully waiting for price to reach the full resistance zone, I started entering trades here. Not only entering trades, I started adding to the losers, which was a major no-no, a major mistake. And good thing is, because I've set my limits to only doing 3, maximum 4 trades at a time, I was able to limit my trade 4 times, even if it was a bigger lot size, because the old me realistically would have probably already did like 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 trades around this area and make a big bag on this move. But what I'm saying is that that's not the way. I'm saying that that's not the right way to actually go about the market and be able to take advantage of it, because we're going to get killed. Yes, we could have some great days, great weeks, but if we keep doing that, we're going to get hit. This morning, I almost got hit because I had my stop loss up here. I knew with the 4 trades that I did, if stop loss triggered, I would be out for the day for 2,500. Plus, I had already lost on the London session over here, just forcing a trade. And I did not want to go out like that. And it would have ruined, kind of not ruined my week, but just put me in a bad space. Yeah, we could talk about it and say, well, you know, it's part of the game. We still got to take another risk 2,500 is still 2,500, and if you lose that within a certain amount of time, it hurts. Yeah, you could make it back. Not that it hurts. It's just like, bro, that's 2,500 that you could have just risked in a perfect entry and make a big bag, like 5-10K for it. So when you look at it like that, it's like, yeah, 2,500. It's a good amount on a risk, because you could literally make 5, 10, 20K on a $2,500 risk. Minimum, at least 5K you're going to make on a 2,500 risk. So me already being in this drawdown, I was already kind of not happy about the move. I remember telling myself, I was on the call with Rejoice just talking about it. I'm like, look, man, from what I know and what I could see, gold has to drop. Not just it has to drop, it has to drop today. It has to drop today. And if it doesn't drop today, something is wrong. Something is off. Because all my analysis, all my indicators saying gold is supposed to be dropping right now. Long story short, I ended up stomaching the 900 here. Some of it came back. I closed some of it in profit. It was only 4 trade, but it was 4 trade at 0.50. So that was like a 2 standard total. But all over the place, horrible. And yeah, move ended up happening. I ended up closing all my trades, so I didn't lose too much, because at this point I did not want to go to more turbulence on this trade. And then I ended up putting a pending order here for 0.50 after I closed. Boom, because I had a feeling price had to go down. Give me the entry here. Boom. Pending order did not trigger. As soon as I see price respecting my daily entry, I added a 0.50 here one time. And it dropped beautifully. Alright? I remember telling myself I should re-enter another 0.50 here, but I did not want to sabotage the profit that I was already making on this first entry. Plus, I had already made a stupid mistake adding to the losers previously, so I did not even go hard on it. Price ended up going. Once I noticed price breaking this area and not coming back, then I added another 0.50. Now at this point, I'm in a standard. And then from there, price dropped a little bit more. I ended up walking away with $700 for the day, 708. That's half of my loss. So now I made up for my loss. I still have a little bit more to make up for, but I made up for my loss because I knew the move wasn't happening. Now, why do I tell you guys this scenario of what happened? Is because we all go through that every single day in the market. And it's because we don't have proper structure. So right after that, what I learned is that the only thing right now that is holding me back, let's say, to having some crazy breakthroughs, talking about 50K days, 100K days, is literally execution. Because at this point right now, man, it's really not about knowing where the market is going. I'm telling you guys. It's not about like knowing where the market is going. It's really about when you know where the market is going, when you find out, when you get your confirmation, how do you execute? And that's the most important point. Because if I were to execute this trade a lot better and not rush the play here and capitalize, let's say here, or even just here and just capitalize, I would not have seen any type of crazy drawdown for like 900. And I would have had a nice little breakthrough straight to profit. And guess what? If I had the patience for this move and not self-sabotage myself here by stacking trade, wrong direction, adding to the losers, I could have literally did a 2 standard here and a 2 standard here. That's a 4 standard with a 200 flip play. Right? That could have been relax, wait for the confirmation, clear signal, 5 standard. Right? When we talk about scaling up, how are we going to do that? What was the plan? Because I tell you what, adding multiple lot sizes and 1 standard could do it, but you're going to go through so much headache that you will never be able to level up to a 20 standard, a 50 standard, to a 100 standard in your life. in your life. That's just what it is. So we have to be able to just come to the point where we're so disciplined. And again, guys, this is easier said than done. I'm gonna give you guys a blueprint. I'm gonna challenge you guys to do it. I'm gonna challenge myself to do it. And it's gonna be way harder than you think, man. Because not only you gotta overcome bad habits, but you have to follow the game plan. Again, it's my fault, right? Because that's the style of trading that I knew, that's the style of trading that I did, and that's the style of trading that paid me, which was stack and trade. But as I get more older, mature in the market, seeing how the market works, seeing the manipulation, see how everything literally works, I fully understand and know that stack and trade is not the best way to trade. We need to enter 1, maximum 2 trade now, because the 4 trade philosophy, it still cost me some crazy drawdown I did not want to see. So that's one. But also the timing. I entered during a New York session sweep where they're taking out all the stop losses. I could have just wait for 9:30 Eastern or 10 a.m. Eastern. Take the trade here on the H4 time frame. Straight profit. Could have been like that. See what I'm saying? But because of rush, I literally self-sabotaged the whole thing. So here's how to overcome that. Right, if I'm a professional and I'm still going through this, I already know. Newbies, people that just coming in, even veterans that just have bad habits that can't overcome, I know you're going through it too. Because that's just what the market do. The market take traders out before going in the right direction. Very nice, very smoothly. And it doesn't matter if you're buying or selling. Whoever is right is whoever is going to make the profit. If you're wrong, you're going to lose profit. And their goal is to take you out the trade, even if you're right. It's called a stop hunt. The goal is to take you out the trade before they actually go the direction they're going and that you know they're going. That's just how the game works. So I put together this blueprint right here, and I sent it over to the team here. It's basically a trade execution. Me and Rejas was talking about it, and we were just breaking it down on what we are seeing, our experience, and what we know to be true, and what we know to be real, and how to execute with everything that we know now. So I put together this trading game plan. Let me see if I could make it bigger here. I'll probably have to download it. All right, there it is. Okay. All right, and this blueprint is in the group. I mean, if you want the access to this, just DM me plan, and I'll just send that over to you, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. How do I make this bigger? Can it be any bigger? Let me see. I guess not. All right. Well, you guys could download this. Hopefully, you guys could see. Let me see how it looks. Hold on. And you probably have to go on full screen or something to see this. But it don't matter. I'll just tell you guys what it say. Just go in the group, get it. If you don't have it and you're not in the group, just DM me plan and I'll just send it over to you. Because this is my game plan. Right? This is what I'm gonna follow. And I have to follow it. There's no other way around it. So here's the timing and how to actually take the trade. So Asian sessions start 5 p.m. Central for me to 12 a.m. Central for me. That's 6 p.m. through 1 a.m. Eastern time. The execution window, all right, is for me 6 p.m. through 7:30 for the Asian session. So each session gives you a window to execute. Imagine that, like every window, every trading window is a cycle, and within the cycle, you have a small window of time for you to decide whether you're going to go for a buy or sell. All right, just that information right there just makes our job a lot easier. Imagine having to just show up to the chart and only make a decision to buy and sell one time of the day or around 1 to 2 hour window only, and that's all you had to do every day, it makes our job easier compared to just being all over the market. Trades here, trades there, going on this pair, dropping trades there, going on this pair, dropping trades there. Like, we literally running in circles, man, and it's annoying. It's annoying as hell. So we got to do it the right way. Here's how it goes. All right, boom. Execution window 6 p.m. to 7:30 Central, which is also 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern. All right, here's the checklist that you need. You gotta mark Asian session levels, the high and the low, right? Because we know we have the daily high, the daily low. We also have the middle, and the jackpot strategy also gives us the daily entry. And then from there, we have to confirm on the 5 and 15 minute time frame to see what type of pattern we see. Also candle formation. The setup has to be an A+ setup. And we have to manage the trade with a stop loss and a trading plan. So when we actually enter the trade, it has to have a stop loss and it has to have a take profit. And then from there, we have to just wait and let the trade play out. That's another problem too. Waiting and letting the trade play out. Now, it's okay to secure gains. The best way to secure gains and not having you manually doing it is to trail stop loss. We got to get used to these habits, guys. Like, that is the only way. That is the only way. And if you're trading the wrong way and you're stacking trade and you're not putting a stop loss, there's people that don't trade with a stop loss and they super successful. I'm just telling you, it's not always going to be smooth. Because you're going to have one of those days where it's worse than expected. That's what not having a stop loss do to you. You'll have some days, yeah, you hate stop loss because you're going to get kicked out the trade. Duh, that's the market. That's the game. But you have to be able to protect your capital at all times. Because if you don't use stop loss, there's going to be that one day it's going to be worse than expected. And that may mean a blown account. That's just what happens when you trade with no stop loss. So to avoid that headache completely, okay, just put a stop loss. And then that's it. Trail stop loss. How do you manage the trade? You only manage the trade after you take the trade is by moving the stop loss every so many pips that you decide, whether that's 30 pips or 50 pips, to secure your profit just in case a crazy pullback happens, because it can. That's just the market. So we have to use all the tools that the market gives us to play the game that we in, which is deciding whether to buy and sell, protecting profit, protecting capital at all times, and making the best decision on the best setup. So I broke down the different sessions in the time that we should be entering the trade. So, for example, like me this morning, I can avoid entering at 8:30 and enter at 9:45, 10 a.m. because that's when the real move actually happened. Because every other thing is just a stop hunt. We gotta understand that. We gotta understand that, and this game plan kind of tells us that. Here's London session, 12 a.m. All right, 7 a.m. It goes to 7 a.m. Central Time, and that's also 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Here's how you execute the trade during that session, because every session gives you an opportunity to execute. Right? It's not just take trades. You're not being strategic. That used to be me. I made a lot of bread. But I can't do that forever. If I want to one day get to the point where I could do 100 standard one time, how am I going to get there stacking 1 cent, one standard? Because once you stack and trade, realistically, depending on your level, you're not going to reach the level where you stacking more than 5 standard at a time. Because each 5, that's 5, 15, 20, 30 standard at risk and at different places with different stop losses, if you even have different stop losses. So tell me, how is it going to be able to scale? What are you going to do next? 10 standards multiple times? It's not going to work, bro. It's not going to work. So we want to get to the point where we only just do 1 or 2 trade, but make that trade count. Meaning do a bigger lot size a big enough lot size where it's like stable. That's why I said my goal long term is to get to the point where I could just drop 100 standard, right? And still be able to scale from there, because it's not done that. You could do 200 standard, 300 standard, 500 standard. There's really no limits to it as you scale. See what I'm saying? But how in the world will ever get to that point without being super, super strategic on the entry at the right time at just one standard? Just one. We'll never get to that. So it's a journey, guys, and it's going to take some work. And this is going to be a challenge, because I'm going to challenge myself. I don't, it's not even a challenge for me, man. I have to do that. Like, I have, just like you have to breathe to live, I have to do this to be successful in trading long term. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to take it to that level of seriousness, or else it's just going to be going in circles. All right, so London session, we have our execution window 1 hour after the session, 2 hour, 1 or 2 hour after the session. Boom, enter for me, Central. Eastern, boom, right here. 2 a.m. to 3:30 Eastern. Checklist. This is what you gotta look for. You gotta look for previous session highs and lows. Remember, daily high, daily low. We're gonna have those entries every single day, where price give you a daily limit and they give you a low limit every single time. And I'm gonna show you guys in future videos how to kind of read that, but it does take some work. I'm not even gonna lie. But once you get it, you get it. All right, checklist. Boom. Look for the sweep of one side during London Open. All right. London Open. Look to see if they're gonna go back to retest that area before I re-enter again. Cause boom, once I enter the trade, London session is only gonna push price in a nice direction it was going to. And then from there, I should be already be in a trade. I should already look in the H1 and H4 time frame now for major rejections, resistance zone, support zone, daily entries, 800 MAs, things like that. Jackpot volume, key zone entries, things like that. We're looking for rejections of one of these lines. Once we get that rejection, then we go in the 5-15 minute time frame for some confirmation. Of course, we're gonna get our stop loss, right? We get our stop loss, we get our take profit, and we just have to look to see if price is gonna give us a continuation, or is it going to go on the opposite direction. Always move your stop loss to secure gains. Guys, look, I know this sounds boring. 1 to 2 trade, you know, one session. I know it sounds boring, because look, I had to downsize a lot with the entries. I only started doing 3-4 entries, but then the problem was the entries I was doing, not just how I was doing the entries, I would be adding to it. Closing re-entry. Doing 3 trades max still, but closing re-entry. Like, it's just annoying. It's annoying, because if the move is right and it's the right time, it's gonna go away from your entry. That's what it's supposed to do. Yeah, it's a cycle, man. You gotta overcome that. All right. So now New York session. Boom. All right, Serge had a question. Let me see. So stacking trade is okay if you want to flip an account, or do you still recommend 2-2 trade? Look, okay, when it comes to flipping an account, it's the same thing that applies. Because here's the thing. Here's the whole, like, this is why it's hard, one, and this is why it's gonna get some used to. It's not just about, you know, not doing the trade, not stacking trade just because of the account size or something like that, right? It's not about the account size. It's just more so about the habit we are creating. Because let's say if we give ourselves an excuse to say, well, I want to stack trade on a small account, right? To be able to to be able to grow it and flip it. Cool. Now you get to start adding 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, 0.02s. Yeah, you may make profit, you may lose. Whatever the hell happened to the account. You win, you lose. It doesn't matter. What happens though, and that stays with you, is, especially if you win, it stays with you forever, is the habit of doing it. Next time you have another account, you're going to do the same thing. Next day, you're going to do the same thing. You have a bigger account, you're going to do the same thing. You have a funded account, you're going to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Because it's the habit that you know, it's the habit that worked, it's the habit that grew this small account. I get it. That's why I say, guys, it's my fault. I have to tell you, it's my fault because that's what I knew, that's what I did. But like I said, as I get more mature in the market and realizing the value of the market, there's really no need to do that if the goal is to make money, because all these lot sizes could be combined into one major lot size or two major lot size. With the proper patience and discipline, catch the same amount of moves, the same amount of pips we would have made. The problem is us being patient for it, because when we stack trades, we feel like we doing something. You feel me? That's what it feels like. It feels like you locked in. It feels like you working, because trading is so boring, and it's supposed to be. But our body, our mind, chase that thrill. It's that feeling, that thrill. Our body and mind chase that thrill. So when we add a lot of trades and we add lot sizes, it feels like we in motion. And when we in blues in a lot of trades, oh my God, that's one of the best feelings. It's like a high. It's like a crazy high. You want to do it again and again and again. But what happens is, when it doesn't go your way, adding a lot of lot size, not only that you lose, you blow your account. You lose way more than expected because you had so many trades, the stop loss was not able to be well capitalized. That's just what happened. That's just the reality of it. And I have to tell you the truth, guys. That's just what it is. So how can you do different? What you could do different is all these lot size you want to do, combine them into 1 to 2 strike at a one specific area at the right time and strike hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the problem is for us to be able to just do that. Like right now, guys, I'm not even gonna lie, I am itching to get in gold sell. The old me right now would be stacking trades in gold sell. Why? Because I would feel like I'm missing out. It's what it is. I'm being honest right now, 100%. And a lot of you may feel like that. Look, and the thing is, now the knowledge and information I have, I really don't care if the move leaves me for real at this point now, because I know the power of what I know and what I'm gonna do. Because look, again, the old me would stack trades. Now, I could take a trade here for one trade, right? For the Asian session, because the Asian session ends later. Right? I could take a trade here. There's no problem. I could take a sell trade here, right? Take a sell trade here or here. Put stop loss here, 50 pips. That's it. That's the right way. Or I could feel like I'm missing out, and I come here, and I start going ham. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's leaving me. It's leaving. The sell is going without me. Trade, going heavy. And imagine, right? I took a loss. I didn't make the most that I wanted to make on the real move when it happened earlier. I would have definitely been stacking, knowing myself like, man, like revenge, like give me my money, I'm gonna get it. But guess what would happen? Not trading at the wrong time. Even if I did trade at the right time, stop loss would have triggered and that'll be fine on one trade. But when it's on 20, 30 trades now on gold, that's that hurt. You don't have to agree with me. It's just what it is. That's the truth. Now, what if, all right, now I have to decide, who do I want to be? Do I want to be the guy, the old Jack, that would just come here? Guy number A, all right? Which one makes more sense? If I want to grow, if I want to scale, like I say, right? Which one makes more sense? Stacking trades here because it's underneath the daily and hoping they just keep going down for me and never stop. Like, just go hard. 0.50, 0.50, 0.50, 0, like going ham, right? Hoping I get this move here, guy number 8, or jackpot number 2. Let's remove the drawing. Okay, jackpot number 2. Don't stack trade. Sit on my hands. Let it burn. Right? Literally let it burn. Because that's the feeling you get when you used to stacking trades and just always being in the market because you feel like you're working. Because you feel like you're doing something. Literally, let it burn. Don't do nothing. Whatever the hell it does, don't do nothing until my best time that I want to trade. Alright, what would be my best time? Alright, that I would trade? Preferably London session. But not just London session. Exactly at what time in London session? Because you need to be super strategic. So for me, London session is 12 a.m. Central. Eastern is 1 a.m. My execution window for that 1 a.m. trade, it has to be at 1 a.m. through 1:30. Latest 2 a.m. for me, Central. Eastern, it'll have to be 2 a.m. Latest for you, 3:30. If you're paying attention, if you show up an hour to 2 hours before the main session, you're going to get your entries within that window. Now, my only job become, all I need to do is at the time, wherever market is at, whether it's here, right? Whether it's here, whether they have given me a pullback to sell here, wherever the hell the market is at. My only job is to find an entry for either a buy or a sell. Because you have to do your analysis at least an hour to 2 hours before the move actually happens. Because that's why you show up early to the session, so you could actually analyze. So when the time comes to execute, you're not analyzing. It's just the trade, right? Take the trade, boom. Whether it's a buy or sell. Stop loss for me right now, standard is 50 pips. 50 pips, I found 50 pips on gold to be the perfect number where it's not too big and it's not too small. It's just perfect. And if you're all right on gold, you're not going to get a 50 pip stop loss. That's it. And it's easy to manage. 0.10, that's $50. One standard, that's $500 every race. Now, if you are not comfortable to put up 100 to 500 on that one play for that one trading window for that one session, then it's not a good trade. Don't do it. If you're not comfortable to put some money on it, don't do it. Because here's what happened. If we don't move like that, we're gonna fall into the trap. Let me add a 0.20 here. Let me just see how it goes. That's what I used to say. Let me just see how it goes. Draw down $100. I'm like, all right, that's not that bad. It's only $100, right? Add another entry, 0.20. Draw down again. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm losing like 250. I'm like, all right, still not that bad, right? The problem is I'm adding to the losers as I'm going to stop loss. And sometimes, some cases, when I used to have way more trades, I didn't have no stop loss. Because at that point, it's like, how am I going to put stop loss on 100 trades? It makes no sense. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Re-enter the market. Boom. Now I'm taking a crazy loss. I overtraded. And it's just not good. Compared to if I show up at the right time, if I'm right, I'm not going to get 50 pips drawdown. I'm just not gonna get it. Now, seeing this over and over is only gonna build confidence where you could just really just do one trade at a time at the session. One trade at a time at the session. Win or lose is whatever. You have to get to that point. You lose, you win. You know what I'm saying? It has to get to that point. Where now, okay, you come in, right time, decide. You only have to decide one time. Right? If stop loss trigger you want to re-enter, that's on you. But you only have to decide one time during the window. It's a small amount of window, hour and a half hour window. Decide. One standard, $500 at risk, 2K profit. Oh, that's too small for you? You don't want 2K profit? Okay. Let's do 10 standard here at the right time, right? Just as an example. 50 pip stop loss, risking 5K to make 20K. You see what I'm saying? That's how it has to be. That's just how it works. That's just how it has to be. Now, we would never get to the point to do this if we always teasing the market playing around. What I mean playing around is like this. A little trade there, a little trade there, a little trade there, a little trade there, a little trade on this account, a little trade on this account, a little trade on this pair, a little trade on that pair. Like, we not going. It's where, yeah, we get the breakout, we make 200, 300, 400, happy for the day, but come on. Tomorrow we got to do the same style again, same thing. A little trade there, a little trade there, a little trade there, and see how it goes. Draw down, a little trade there, see how it goes. Big loss now. Yeah, you could hit sometimes and just come up big, but how long, if we saying we want to trade for the rest of our lives, right? Because we love it so much, and that's the only way out. Main way out. How do we expect to do this for life? Going under that amount of stress of adding a lot of lot size and seeing drawdown all the time. Not entering at the right time. How long can we keep going? So it came down to that. So that's why today was the day, man. After today's like not properly executing the trade the way I wanted to. Sat down, put this together, and I was like, all right. That's it. That is what I'm gonna do now. 1 or 2 trade, right window, stop loss triggered, I'm okay. Now I'm going to be fully okay when I take the trade for the stop loss trade, because I'm gonna do so good of a good job to get the best entry possible that 9 times out of 10 I'm going to know stop loss is not gonna trigger. But if it triggers, like, okay, now I take a break. I'm not even gonna re-enter fast. I'm just gonna probably take at least a good 30-minute break, see exactly why, see the reaction. If I don't enter right away because of a next setup that looks good, most likely I probably won't. Then I'll just wait for the next session. Next session, I can make that loss back and some more. Because throughout the week, you going to get a breakout. You going to get a 200, 300 pip, 500 pip move on gold. You going to get that. That's just what gold do. That's why I love it so much. That's why you guys have seen me only spending most of my time working and analyzing just on gold, because it's the best pair to me. The most pips every week, right? So that's where we at. And guys, those of you that have the game plan, awesome. Try to follow it. Do your best. It's not going to be easy, right? It's going to be ups and downs. It's going to have hard moments, right? It's going to get hard, man. But you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to work on yourself. You have to do what you say you're going to do. It's a key. That's how you're going to respect yourself. Because if we don't do it, then we don't respect. Like, look, it's that simple. If I don't do what I just said I'm going to do, and do it for real, then I don't care about myself, I don't care about my future, and I don't respect myself. At least if I can't do it for at least a month to just see how it goes. Because I said that's what I was going to do. You have to take it that serious level, man. And if it's not, then Yeah, you just wing it. Here's some profit there, but nothing really is gonna change. Don't be surprised once I start scaling in a few weeks, 5, 10 standard on a play, one play. That's how I'm gonna go about it now. Just one move, and I'm gonna do my best to catch the best move. And if it's not the best move that I was looking for, whatever trade I do, best believe stop loss is gonna be right at freaking entry every single time. If it's not the best move. But overall, for me to scale, at least to do 10, 20 standard normally on gold, it's gonna take some strategicness, some discipline, and just some faith in the strategy. Literally. Like, I have to believe this so well and understand that everything on this paper here is going to happen. I'm going to get the sweep to the high. I'm going to get the sweep to the low before the move. This is the exact time you need to be trading. Anything off that, you're going to take losses. I have to fully believe that. And the only way to fully believe that is to doing it. So you watching right now, I challenge you to do this. And you'll see. It'll make a game changer, but the hard part is going to be how you behaving based on your bad habits. Your bad habits is going to give you that itch, because I feel the itch. It's going to give you that itch where it's like, you want to enter the trade before the time window comes. You know what I'm saying? You want to start stacking trade before you see, because you see the move look so good, right? Guys, I know it. I feel it every day. And that's why I want to change that. It's not because the feeling is always going to be there, but attach the feeling to more of a positive way of going about trading the market. Because we still going to have those feelings. It's just, how do we attach it to more of a strategized way of actually trading the market compared to a toxic way of trading the market? Adding a lot of lot size is toxic. I'm sorry, it's my fault. And I'm doing everything I can right now to rechange the whole script and change our whole future right now, including mine. Because that way it's not the best. It's not. So I don't know who's with me on this. This is day one for me. I haven't taken a trade on my live account. My trade on the live account right now is gonna be exactly at freaking 1 a.m. through 1:30. I'm gonna make sure I take it at 1 a.m. because I just want to see, because I don't want to feel like I'm missing out on any pullback. I have 1 a.m. Central to about 1:30 to strike. Boom. And that little 30-minute window is only giving me an opportunity to get the best entry. And the best entry only has to be at the high of the day or at the low of the day. Every time. So, for me, if price is not close to the high of the day or low of the day, especially on gold, I'm not taking that entry. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to wait. Now, if it's getting late, and price is still not exactly where I want it to be, but I'm in the time window, I'm just gonna strike. That's just how it goes. So it's important, guys, to have what you call self-awareness in the market. It's important to have self-awareness, because look, without self-awareness, we're not going to know what we need to work on. You see what I'm saying? We need to know what we need to work on to get to that next level. All right? And here's the reality, and here's the truth, and this is going to, hit home. Most traders, most people, because in trading is 90% of losers, right? 1%, 10% of winners. I don't want to say 1% no more. We could say only 1% make millions, but it's really about 10% of traders that actually could make a living off trading and make some money, right? But it's still 90% lose. See what I'm saying? So if 90% of traders lose, we have to find out why they lose, what they do that make them lose, and then do the opposite. It's pretty simple. Now it's easier said than done. I'm always gonna say that because everyone could talk whatever, bro, and say whatever they want, give their opinion or whatever they gonna do, not do. It doesn't really matter, man. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, action speaks louder than words. So what you do and the market determines your results, how you behave, right? I know I have self-awareness because this morning I know for sure exactly what I did wrong and exactly what I could have did better. I still made money on the move because I knew it was selling, right? But I executed more, which could have cost me $2,500 for the day. Imagine taking a $2,500 day loss and then watching your move go the right direction right in front of you, and you saying here you can't really do nothing about it because you're already not happy about the loss and you don't want to lose no more for the day. Now you're sitting on your hands just watching the move. That's what happens if you don't follow this game plan right here. This game plan right here. And I'm going to update it, put it in a little bit more of a ebook type of form, add a little bit more information to it, like the 4-for-4 timing, and then resend it to you guys. But this is just one sheet blueprint to just follow for right now, going in for the rest of the months. See what I'm saying? We got to be able to do it. Guys, I'm telling you, we have to. We have to be able to follow this. And it's going to be hard, but it's going to be so worth it. So right now, what do I expect on gold? That's a big question. What do I expect on gold? I expect gold to give me a nice pullback, which I do expect. Very, very nice pullback. For it to give me the entry. Now, when and where is going to give me the entry? I'm going to have to find out when I get to the session. That's just my mindset. That's just my motto. I'm not going to be here. If I'm not in the buy right now from Asian session or something, I'm not going to be here, trying to get in sales now, hoping that it's sell now. This is where we lose. You see what I'm saying? Because now I'm off. I'm off the window. I already missed perfect entry from the Asian Open, and now I'm rushing in a trade. Now, even if you late, if you trade the proper way, if you just do one standard stop loss 50 pips, that's still good. Why? Because you're doing one trade. Yes, you late. Yes, you late. You are late in the session for sure. Yes, you late. But you're doing one entry. That's normal. If you lose, charge it to the game. That's just what happened. You can't be mad about that. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the game. So now it's like, all right, it makes our job, bro, so much easier. Where we could literally just come here and only get to the side 1-2 times for the day because we are trading at the right time. So let me break down to see exactly how and where I could potentially get the signal. That's not where I 100% expect. I'll see where 100% where I expect in a little bit. But right now, let's just break it down. So we already know gold is selling, right? We know that gold give us 2 entries. I call it the jackpot entry. It gave it to me here, and it gave it to me here. I missed the perfect entry last London. I missed the perfect entry here last London. Now, price is here. This morning, I already told you guys the story of what happened here this morning. On my indicator, I have all red bearish candle on the H1 time frame. All red bearish candle on the H1 time frame. Okay. Also, on the H4 time frame now, let's see. This is how it looks. Now, based on the indicator, it says we're supposed to be going to 80R low. Let's calculate 80R low. That's average daily range low. That's about 369 pips. All right, so let me move my jackpot right here at my 80R low instead. All right, because now that's TP. Let's lock it in. So total, I missed beautiful jackpot entry here. All right, I'm guilty. I missed that one. That's all right. Part of the game. I charge to the game, and we move forward. That's just how it is. All right, now I still got tonight, right? I got New York. I got Thursday, and I still got Friday morning to catch it back. So we're not late, okay? And the lesson that we learned, it had to be learned early this week so we could be able to strategize and do what we just said we're going to do for the next few days going into the new week. So for me, I know price is going down here. Like, that's a fact. All right, this is a fact. It's not even about if and but for me anymore. I know it's going down here now. It's just a matter of how am I going to enter to make good profit on this drop here? What am I going to do? How am I going to execute to make good profit? Yes, I may not be able to hold the whole move. I may not be able to hold the whole move here. Right? But how am I going to execute on every lower lows it's going to do? Because what it's going to do, what it should do, it's not what it's going to, what it should do is a lower high. Give us a nice re-entry opportunity here to go down here. Okay? That's what it should do. Right? Based on everything that we all know here. That's what it should do. Right? Because when you're in a downtrend, what it does? Lower low, lower high. Lower low for a new lower high. Lower low for a lower high. For a new lower low. When you are in a downtrend. When you are in an uptrend, we have higher highs, higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows. This is the opposite. So we are in a downtrend. And how does it look? Let's write it out again. Since here, and it's kind of choppy, but it's nice. Lower low, lower high. Lower low, lower high. Lower low this morning for a lower high soon to come. Re-entry sell opportunity. I would love to enter the trade right here. Right there. I would personally love to enter the trade at key zone right here. Oh, that'd be lovely. I might end up doing a 5 standard on this, depending on how clean it is. I need to see everything clear. Because if I get this move, if we get this move, right? Let's say we catch it exactly at the key zone. We're getting 500 pips, about minimum at least 450. If I get the trade here, all the way down here, oh, 470, 450 pips, guaranteed. All right, let's do the math on that. All right, now let's see. Okay, all right, how about this? Now let's see why we should be strategized, and is it worth it to be strategized? Right, now we're gonna see. Okay, again, it's gonna be real tough to catch this move. Not too hard, but tough. Most likely, all of us watching this live right now, most likely we're not probably gonna have the balls to hold all the way down, all the way here. Now, if you're in a little lot size, 0.01, yeah, heck, you could hold. You're in a 0.10, heck, you could hold. Whatever. But like, you did all this work to analyze the market, prepare yourself. No, there's a 450 pips move coming for you to only make $50 on a 0.10 hold. It doesn't really add up. That's too much work. You know what I'm saying? Now, even if you were to hold on the 0.10 and you made 500, great. Do that on a small account. That's what you should do on a $100 account, $200 account. instead of stacking. Stuff like that, something like that. But realistically, if we know 450 pips soon to come, the real question becomes, what am I going to gain out of that? And how do I prepare? All right, let's do the math. Let's see if it's worth it. Based on your level, based on how much you have in your account, based on wherever you at in life, 0.01 perfect entry. It's about $70. No. $45. $45. And then maybe $50. 0.01. 0.10, $450 to $500. That's the math right now I'm breaking down for you. One standard, 4,500. Two standard, almost 10 grand. Okay? Five standard. Whew. Five standard, 22,000. Five standard, 22,000. Okay. 10 standard, one time, and just draw stop loss. That's all we gotta find. One time. Break it. Boom. And hold. Have the stomach to hold it. Boom. 10 standard, 450. Jackpot, 45,000. Okay. That's the math. Now we're calculating, is it worth it, right? Now, let's say we may not be able to do a 10 standard this week or this month or this year, right? But we stay consistent with the 0.10s, the 0.20s, the 0.50s, and we just consistent at it at the right time. The only thing that should happen in your career as you grow, right? The only thing that should happen in your career as you grow is you increasing your lot size. Not increasing the amount of trades you do, but increasing the lot size. That is the only way to scale. One, maximum 2 trade. Dion, this is easier said than done. I challenge you, bro. Because I know how you trade. I know how I trade. I see exactly how you guys trade. I see it in the chat. I challenge you guys. 1 or 2 trade. This is a challenge for myself, but for me, I don't even look at it as a challenge because I have to do that. Like, I have to do that. That's just what I have to do. So now we're doing the math. It's like, okay, how do I execute this trade? Now again, when it's happening, it may be a little bit sloppy. You may have anxiety. It may do major wick. It's going to do all of that because its job is to take traders out before going in the right direction. Even if you miss perfect entry, try to at least catch a 200 to 300 pips drop towards this area that we all know is going to happen. When it's happening, just try your best to just try to be in there. That's the hard part. That's just where we at. Again, you may be at a 0.01 lot size, 0.10 lot size, 0.20 lot size, 0.50 lot size, right? The goal over time is for you to scale. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. You just have to scale. Because your long-term goal is to get to 20 through 100 standard. Now, I'm not going to go into details, but you just do the math. Right? Do the math. If you are able to just sit and take that attempt and do it properly, man, oh man, that's 90K on this drop 20 standard. 90K profit. Okay? 90K. Now, again, I'm not going to go into details. You already could know the figures you will be seeing at 100 standard. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, as you get more mature in the market, you will have more money to risk. Your goal is to find a way to risk it the best possible way ever. Right? That's it. That's it. And that's really what it's all about, guys. That's basically trading. And sometimes we overcomplicate it, but let's get back to basic and let's really lock in, because that's just what it is. So guys, I've showed you guys the changes. You know, I told you guys exactly what we're doing. Let's do our best to try it. And if it doesn't go good, and you know you did not fully get it 100% the way you would want to, or you know you slipped up and you did more than 1 or 2 entries, now you had 4 or 5 entries, it's all right. Right? Give yourself some grace. You're only human. Just try next time not to do that. As long as, like, I don't expect us to just completely stop overnight adding stacking trades. I don't expect that at all. I don't even expect that from me. But as long as I'm super aware that this is the time I should be trading, this is where I should be trading, this is the lot size I should be doing, I should be able to follow that guideline, because we do have a guideline. Now, if I end up slipped up, emotion take over, and I enter more than 2 trades and I'm in 4 trades, I'm gonna notice that, and I'm gonna take note, and I'm gonna be like, all right, you slipped up right there. Yeah, it worked out in your favor, you made profit, but please make sure next time you don't do that again. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way we're gonna grow. Because I don't expect us to just literally, like, overnight, like elite traders, man. I don't expect that. But as long as we are aware of our flaws and what we need to work on, that's the most important thing about the whole situation. Because as we grow, as we get older, as we get more matured in the market, as we have way more money to risk, we need to be able to behave like professionals instead of amateurs. We have to. It's a must. We have to, guys. So guys, that's all for tonight's session. Hopefully this resonates with you guys. I have the blueprint I could share with you guys. I'm going to start recording myself doing the process, because that's one of the ways it's going to hold me accountable. And then just sharing the journey with you guys. Like, next week I'm creating a video where I'm going to show you guys every day that I'm trading, following the rules, and see what happened at the end of the week. I'm just going to literally follow the rules. Don't do nothing outside of the rules. I'm just going to follow the rules and then just see where I end up by the end of the week next week. So that's all for today's session. I challenge you, you know, for you guys to work on your flaws, man. Get better, right? Even if you win today like crazy stacking trade, please just know that it's a flaw that you could get better on, even if you win. So guys, let's lock in. You guys have the blueprint. If you don't have it, hit me up, IG Jackpot PMG, or Telegram Jackpot PMG, and I will be able to send the blueprint to you guys, and then we can just follow the direction, do our best. Please don't go too hard on yourself. If you fuck up and you're doing too much trade, just take the loss, do it right the next time. Have some grace. You're only human. But don't keep repeating the same cycle and giving yourself grace, because you're not going to go nowhere. Okay? Let's just please do our best. And then, hey, let's see where we end. Let's see where we end up. Let's see where we end up. Alright? So that's all for today's session. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon, man. Peace out. For sure, it was a great session.